Fantastic. Here we go, folks. It's Derby Day at Sphinx Drive. We are live from the gantry here at Sphinx Drive, affectionately known as Cookie Tower until we think of something better for it. It's Liam Cook coming to you live in the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands for the biggest of big games. It's Coventry Sphinx versus Rugby Town, a 6-pointer if ever I've seen one. And we are all set to go in rather blustery conditions, shall we say. Coventry Sphinx kicking from right to left in their usual home strip of sky blue and white. Rugby in a changed away strip of red and navy. I've just been there copying Coventry Sphinx with that one. Let's get into the team news, starting off with Rugby Town as the referee is about to kick things off. Number 1, Paul Hathaway. 2, Dan Summerfield. 3, Jamie Melbourne. 4, Liam Francis. Number 5, Loiso Recchi. Number 6, Chris Clements. 7, Devon O'Sullivan. Number 8, Silvano Obeng. Number 9, David Kolodinsky. Number 10, Mikey Taylor. And number 11, Madundo Semahimbo. Coventry Sphinx, number 1, Keelan Fallows. Number 2, Joe Percy. 3, Finley Shark. 4, Jack Downs. 5, William Echingwale. 6, making his 300th appearance, the captain, Lewis Guest. Number 7, Leo Wood. Number 8, Alex Locke. 9, Matty Shipman. Number 10, Jack Redhead. Number 11, Tyler Hatter. So we are underway here at Sphinx Drive again. Sphinx in sky blue and white, Rugby in red and navy. Sphinx going from right to left where we are. And an early throw in front of the Willie Nibbs Memorial Stand, taken quickly by Percy to Jack Downs back in the starting lineup after that red card on New Year's Day against Bedworth. Shows how little Sphinx have played thus far. Clearance made as far as Jack Redhead, playing a little deeper at the moment, trying to dink it through for Downs again, turned away by Summerfield, and a throw in again halfway into Rugby territory for the home side. The Willie Nibbs Memorial Stand packed with eager supporters of Sphinx and Rugby. Just controlled by Tyler Hatter in the penalty area. Handball claims it scrambled away. Nodded down for Redhead by Finley Shark. Lock against his old team. Plays Adrian Gwale. Chips it down the left-hand side, no one home for Coventry Sphinx, and Summerfield will just see it out on this near side level with his own penalty area. Well, around the moment for Sphinx last week was veteran striker Mikey Taylor scoring twice in their 2-1 victory over Cambridge City, their first win since Boxing Day. Sphinx been given the advantage as Shark was caught. Redhead continues, tries to slip it through. Wood, for the option on the left-hand side, Melbourne, a ferocious clearance. Sphinx going to come back for more, it's lofted away by Recchi. Taylor all over Echingwale, hooks it out on this near side, there to be safe and sorry for the former Sky Blues centre-back. Talking of the Sky Blues, we'll let you know exactly what's going on at the Bet365 Stadium between Stoke City and Coventry City throughout the day, as well as the latest goings on in the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands, the Premier League and the Championship. It's like a B-Tech version of Soccer Saturday. And we're just waiting for a new match ball to be provided after Echingwale's clearance. Throw by Summerfield. Obeng. Summerfield runs into Haddo and ball gets away from him. Shorrock skews it over the gantry and out for another Rugby throw just shy of the halfway line on the right side. Summerfield wants to take it a little closer to the penalty area than the referee would have liked. Obeng trying to create some separation. Taylor makes himself available. It's a short one to Obeng. First time cross by Summerfield. Brought down the edge of the area. A chance for Rugby Town early on here. Semahimbo plays a 1-2 with O'Sullivan. Madundo Semahimbo trying to muscle his way into the box. And he's got the corner out of it. Jack Redhead tapping it out from behind. And the travelling Valley faithful getting behind their boys early on. It is a game that Rugby cannot afford to lose. Sphinx, if games go their way, could go up to 15th. And an early goal in the Premier League, Arsenal lead Burnley by 1 goal to nil. Martin Odegaard with the goal there. Early corner kick in the 5th for Rugby Town. Can they take an early advantage? Oben tries to get there ahead of Redhead. Redhead taps it along the touchline for Ejingwele. Muscled over by Recchi, but on the floor, able to slide it over to Redhead. Looks for Haddo up front. Still pushing the back by Tyler Haddo on Summerfield, and that will be a free kick on the halfway line to Rugby. Haddo not entirely happy about the decision. Bit of physicality never hurt anyone, but referee clearly showing that's not the sort of game we're playing today. Summerfield looking for an option in red on the edge of that penalty area. It's been a strong start for Rugby so far. He plays it low onto the edge of the box. Shorrock gets the better of Kolodinsky on that occasion. Kolodinsky in from the side, nudging him over on the edge of his own penalty area. Free kick to the Sphinx. Kolodinsky certainly likes scoring in these parts in the free-spired city. Scored the first ever goal in a Coventry United match at the Woods Park Arena for Rugby Town all the way back in 2017. Scored a fair few goals against Sphinx in his side. Ejingwele sending Taylor to the ground fairly, according to the referee. Haddo tries to slip it through for Matty Shipman. Clements away and nodded into touch by Finley Shark, preventing the run of David Kolodinsky along the right. Summerfield with ball in hand. He's got Sullivan in front of him, as well as Obeng and Kolodinsky. Obeng wants it. It's being challenged from behind by Jack Downs, and that takes his attention away from the ball challenge in by Redhead. But Summerfield tries to play Mikey Taylor through. Taylor runs into the challenge and deflects over to Samahimbo. Palmed away at the near post by Keelan Fallows. And Samahimbo's in there again, smothered by Fallows. 2 bites to the cherry for Madundo Samahimbo, the former Sphinx man, who started this season in Coventry for the red side. Fallows had to be at his brilliant best to keep it scoreless after just 7 minutes. That's the sort of match this is going to be. Taylor's offside, can do nothing about it as it's cleared from the back. Ejingwele looks for Tyler Haddo. Here is Haddo. Shipman wants it played through. Matty Shipman's got it played through. 1-on-1, Richie challenging for the side. Does enough to prevent the strike from Matty Shipman. Paul Hathaway, the Kozol legend, in his second match for Rugby Town, the grateful recipient. Guest. Bear hog on Taylor, referee says nothing doing. Launched down the right-hand side of the newly modified Sphinx drive. Clements, with nowhere to go, has to cushion it out halfway into Rugby territory. It's going to be taken by Joe Percy. Sphinx seemingly going with a 4-3-3 this afternoon. Percy with ball in hand. Woods up there, it's towards Shipman. Recchi wins that aerial duel. Kolodinsky sidesteps away from Jack Downs, where he's in a sea of sky blue. Finds Samahimbo. Aimless ball from the middle. Ejingwele looks to keep it alive. Sphinx looks for Wood. It's Melbourne launching it up for Mikey Taylor. Hicks, the veteran striker, in the back. And Shark now looks for Redhead to run down the left. Recchi cuts across him. Into the corner he goes and tries to send it out off Redhead. It's kept in by Haddo. After deflection by Redhead, Haddo into the area. Just bounces across the path of Matty Shipman. And Hathaway ends the danger. Hathaway's kick nodded up by Lewis Guest. Locke, the former Rugby man, gets the free kick. A soft one to give away for Devon O'Sullivan. A little barge in the back. No real cause to give away the foul there for the Rugby man. As Guest looking for sky blue options in and around that penalty area. Floats it towards Shipman. It's over Shipman. We're brought down by Haddo. Crucial block made, and the second sent over. Haddo in search of his first Coventry Sphinx goal. The Rugby defender throwing himself at the strike. Who knows where it could have ended up. 10 minutes gone here at the Sphinx Industrial Supplies Arena, affectionately known as Sphinx Drive, in the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. Coventry Sphinx 0, Rugby Town 0. Both sides have had early chances. Don't expect this one to finish goalless like it did against AFC Russia and Diamonds last time out. Russia instead playing Hinckley today. Redhead tried to skip past the chance of Clement. Referee says nothing doing, but Downs will continue driving towards the net. Jack Downs, who got sent off against Rugby, of course, earlier in the season, going for glory, but it rolls wide of Hathaway's net. A couple of goals in the Championship to tell you about. Hull City lead Huddersfield by 1-0, and Blackburn 1 up in the Lancashire derby against Preston. Of course, that early goal in the Premier League, Arsenal 1-0 up after 4 minutes at Burnley. Chinguele calls for it and knotted on. Head back came from by Francis. Taylor tried to juggle the ball, but only into the path of Redhead. Floats it right for Leo Wood. Wood's got the wrong side of Melbourne, but Francis dares to mop it up and launch it into the nib stand. Throw in on the fringes of the penalty area for Coventry Sphinx. These two great rivals who went toe-to-toe for the title last year. It was Sphinx who came away victorious. Will it be a repeat performance today? Clearance made by Melbourne as a scramble for the ball in the penalty area. Guest heads to the feet of Jack Downs in anchoring midfield. High ball for Leo Woods and cushioned out by Melbourne. Throwing in virtually the same position it was last time on the fringes of the box. Percy with a Gunnarsson special in towards Shipman. Francis with an unchallenged header away. Guest prevents Obeng from making inroads and slides it into the area. No one home though for the Sphinx, and out for the goal kick. Well, there has been a goal in the Cambridge Sporting Council game, and it's not a goal that Sphinx or Rugby wanted to see. Cambridge 1, Sporting Council 0. Will Jones in the 7th minute. But there is good news for the relegation scrap in terms of Sphinx and Rugby. Gresley 1-0 down at home to Quorn. Paddy Webb scoring the goal there. Also, Sutton Coldfield 1-0 up at Loughborough Dynamo, who of course Sphinx were set to play on Tuesday, if not for the rain. Shipman. Locke takes it on, runs into the path of Melbourne. Lobs it towards the centre of the park. Guest returns to sender. Lunged by O'Sullivan, and the final touch came off a deflection of Jack Downs. Throwing just shy of the home technical area for Rugby Town. Melbourne, the left back, hoofs it up. Joe Percy tries to volley it away, but gets no clearance on that one, and Semihimbo brings it back for the Valley. Chance to break forward after a sustained spell of pressure from Sphinx. Taylor cushions it down the edge of the area for Obeng, but they couldn't get the ball to feet. William Bay with the clearance. Recchi receives a little bit of a knock after a leap in by Tyler Haddo. Eventually slips to the ground. I think it was more of a slip than actually falling for the foul. But the free kick was good, and it's taken quickly over to Melbourne on the left. Semihimbo looks to beat Percy, but pace that takes him into the path of Locke, who sends it out for another throw on the halfway line there. Alex Locke, his first appearance against Rugby since his switch to Coventry Sphinx, which I believe was a week after Coventry Sphinx beat Rugby 2-1 in the thrilling match at Butlin Road. The Rugby goalkeeper on loan, making his debut that day, sent off. And Dan Summerfield had to go in goal that day. Sphinx then lost Jack Downs to a red card immediately after the restart. The Sphinx came from 1-0 down to win 2-1. That was Sphinx's second victory of the season and second in the row. After beating Rushden Diamonds the week before here at Sphinx Drive. Sphinx drawing at Rushden last time out. It's funny how these games manage to stack up. Hubeng on the end of Follows goal kick. Thumped up towards Kolodinsky, and Kolodinsky with a chance to strike it, didn't hit it sweetly as he would have liked on the bounce. David Kolodinsky loves the goal in Coventry. He's hoping to add to his collection this afternoon. Valley supporters behind Follows goal. Strong contingent of away fans this afternoon, certainly one of the biggest we've seen. And just one game postponed today. Anthony Nomans versus Walsall Wood called off due to a waterlogged pitch. Lock. Trying to volley it on for Tyler Haller, heading back where it came from by Dan Summerfield. Redhead. Floats it over the back line. Recchi shepherds it back to Hathaway. Ooh, Hathaway gathers well. Last time Coventry Sphinx met Paul Hathaway, he was a manager, taking charge of his first match in charge of Coleshill Town. Then Sphinx played Coleshill Town a couple of weeks ago. That was the first match since Hathaway was sacked. Wood making the run down the left-hand side, the ball from the back. We're going to play the Solihull Morse youngster in. Melbourne has to cut across and tap it out on this near side. And a chance for Sphinx to lob it in with the throw-in. After 16 minutes, the game seemingly settling into a rhythm now after some early chances in the opening few minutes. Redhead returns to Shorrock. Down to a little pocket of space to utilise, closed down by Obeng. Sweeps Obeng aside, tries to put the cross in, connects with the head of Summerfield. Passes back to Shorrock. Little barge from behind by Obeng, free kick to Sphinx. It's not the first sign that a more powerful player has got the better of someone who, I wouldn't say weaker, some of the smaller players, and the referee's blowing the whistle. Jack Redhead standing over it. It's not far off being a corner. A couple of yards in. William Ejingwale and Lewis Guest in there. Guest still looking for his first goal of the season. What an occasion it would be to find it. Redhead is going all the way in, and it's headed away by Laiso Recchi. It was curling in at that far post. I'm not entirely sure, but Recchi had to be absolutely convinced it wasn't going in. Guest heads up. Alex Locke. It's with Kolodinsky. Obeng gets the man on calls from his teammates. Skips past Jack Downs. Obeng played right to Kolodinsky, was intercepted well by Findish Shorrock, inside to Redhead. Holds up the challenge of O'Sullivan, tries the ball over the back line to Matty Shipman, who's unimpressed as he's held off by Liam Francis. Hathaway brings the ball to feet. High into the sky from the former Coleshill man, Ejingwale. Cushions it under the feet of Summerfield. Now to Clements. Summerfield again. Cut out by Jack Downs as he was looking for a route into the area. And Summerfield with a slight change on Findish Shorrock. It was going out for a corner. It's kept in by Downs at the expense of a throw. Kolodinsky doing well to force Downs into touch. And the referee, I think, is he asking for another match ball? David Kolodinsky there. And we are going to have the throw in now, taken by Dan Summerfield. Clements in there, as well as Kolodinsky and Obeng. Taking his time, this one, Summerfield, of course, got the goal against Sphinx last time out. Here's a 1-2 with Obeng. Not for Kolodinsky, deflected by Tyler Haddo, and a tangle of legs between Kolodinsky and Haddo as Kolodinsky tried a little Cruyff turn around the local striker and just collected by the foot of Haddo for a free kick. Just inside from the right flank, which is going to be taken by Chris Clements. 20 minutes in, still scoreless. Game's calmed down a little after the early melee of chances. O'Sullivan's header up. Retchie nodded down for Mikey Taylor. Didn't reach him thanks to Shorrock. Sends it long into the centre circle. Melbourne ensures that Haddo can't kickstart the counter. But here come the Sphinx with Joe Percy. Followed all the way by Francis. Ball down the right-hand side looking for Tyler Haddo, but Melbourne gets down and dirty and slides it out. Throwing quickly taken by Percy. Redhead the target, but not into the penalty area by Loiso Recchi. Summerfield clears his lines well, edging Gwele. Hooks it into the midfield, headed across this left side by Jack Downs. No one home, but allows Sphinx to regroup at the back. Clement barged into touch by Matty Shipman. Great strength on show from the first Sphinx man ever to earn himself a contract at the club. And he is worth every penny, I can tell you. Summerfield's throw. Shock. Knotted down to Shipman with his back to Recchi. Haddo looks to play through for Redhead and finds Jack Redhead. The defender just able to scramble back into position. And Liam Francis with the clearance. Obeng uses sizable presence to shield from Jack Downs. It's taking 2 men to try and wrestle the ball away from the big number 8. And the referee is now called for the free kick. You have to respect that from Obeng. An immovable object. Salvano Obeng just about to hit halfway in the first half. We are going off there at half-time for a quick break, so get back here for 4 o'clock. Liam Francis, cautious approach from Rugby. Melbourne. Send him by challenge from behind by Joe Percy after a throw-in halfway into Sphinx turf on the left-hand side. Again, taking his time to Obeng. Again, shields from Downs. Returns to Melbourne. And now Semihimbo. Looking for a route in from the left side. Challenge out for the corner by Joe Percy. And Rugby Town on the march for that opening goal. Chris Clements heads over to take it for the Valley. Plenty moving in around that penalty area and a bit too much for the referees. Like, and David Kolodinsky feels that there was an infringement from Jack Downs. There was a bit of pushing and pulling from both sides there. The referee just calling both players over. This corner kick taken now by Clements. A good punch again by Fallows. Percy. Clearance just bounces in front of the Coventry Sphinx gantry. And the throw-in taken just shy of the halfway line by Summerfield. He made the run up, but the option closed itself off. Slight delay from Summerfield, now throws to the feet of Devon O'Sullivan. Back to Summerfield, high one towards Taylor. Jigway trying to mark him out of the game, but flicked onto Semihimbo. Strike charge down. by Lewis Guest, I believe it was, and the shot clocks out on this near side. Sustained spell of pressure from Rugby. Can they make it count? Summerfield to Madundo Semihimbo. Forced into the corner. Shields from Shorrock. Gets the cross in, and Lewis Guest with a dangerous header. Out for the corner. Corner kick only to Rugby. For a moment, you didn't know where the ball was ending up. Guest, his 300th match, not about to make any mistakes at the back. Clements. Jack down, stops that one in his tracks, but it's collected by Kolodinsky. Return to Chris Clements. Around the leap of Downs, but Alex Locke finds Jack Downs and ends the danger in a driving run from Jack Downs. Looking for the run of Tyler Haddo, stopped by Melbourne, but the second's collected by Matty Shitman. Takes it too close to Summerfield, who has to hook it out on that far side in front of the Woody Nib stand. And the throw-in quickly taken by Percy to Alex Locke, the former Valley man. Low one onto the edge of the area for Shipman, turned away by Clements. Edginguele. Taylor holds him off, and now Kolodinsky looking for Mikey Taylor, and a crucial intervention off the leg of Lewis Guest to prevent him from reaching the veteran striker with 2 goals to his name last week against Cambridge. Redhead. Woods tries to turn his man, but Melbourne wrapping his leg around, poking the ball away from the Solihull Moors youngster. Clements goes to ground as he gets the ball away, and it's brought to feet by Downs. And Clements, being out of position, opens a little pocket of space for Redhead. Wood in towards Matty Shipman. Francis in to make the block. Melbourne can only clear as far as Jack Downs. Downs is going to hit it. Skews to the right. 27 minutes gone at the Sphinx Industrial Supplies Arena. Coventry Sphinx 0. Rugby Town 0. Today's coverage, as always, sponsored by our friends at Cahill Contractors. Thank you very much for your support. As we're going to go in the Premier League, Aston Villa lead Fulham by 1-0. In the Championship, Sunderland 1-up at Birmingham. Middlesbrough 1-0 up at Leicester City. Surprise one there. Cardiff 1-0 at Norwich. Blackburn now 2-0 up at Preston, and Ipswich Town 1-0 up at Swansea. It's a game for the away teams today, isn't it? It's still 0-0 at the Bet365 between Stoke and Coventry City. Wood floats it over the back line. Tyler Haddo is onside, but it's going to be a little too far for it to run halfway. Just knocks it away from him. Summerfield. Kolodinsky playing out wide today in a front three for Rugby. Plays a 1-2 with Summerfield. David Kolodinsky. Now Devon O'Sullivan. The younger members of the Rugby squad. Kolodinsky again. Looking to curl it in. And diving onto it, Keelan follows. No mistakes from the former Sky Blues youngster. Taylor hoping that Sphinx #1 would drop it. That hope was not vindicated. Follows, looks for Tyler Haddo. Ritchie up for it. Oh, and a high boot. Claim, at least, from Leon Francis. I believe the referee has given play on. No doubt Shipman was going for the ball. The advantage is now over as Locke swipes in with a boot on O'Sullivan, allowing Jack Downs to collect the loose ball. Again, trying to play it over the back line. Tyler Haddo, again, a couple of yards behind it. Halfway throws it just over Tyler Haddo's head to find Summerfield. Obeg. And with Chris Clements. Kolodinsky, little stab away from Finley Shog. Didn't make contact with the chest of Kolodinsky. A fair game according to the ref. Locke gives it away cheaply to Madundo Semihimbo. He was looking for Percy on that right-hand side. The former Sphinx man looking to create inroads for the Valley. O'Sullivan looks for the through ball to Melbourne. It was a mile off. And Lock. Just bring that one to feet and play it calmly out the back as we head towards the half-hour mark. Shipman the target. Shipman's header collected by Loisa Recchi, the centre-back. Semihimbo forces the corner, sorry, the throw-in, I should say. Joe Percy off the head and out of bounds in front of the away dugouts. Taylor, glancing header, looking for Kolodinsky, who wasn't as central as he thought. And now Finley Shark trudging away from the Sphinx danger zone. Here's Ejingwele. Shipman brings it down and into the path of Clements after the challenge from Loisa Recchi. Clements, evading capture by Jack Redhead, but a poor ball intercepted by Finley Shark, trying to put it through for Tyler Haddo. Just a little too quick for Haddo to reach. Let's have a look what's going on around the grounds. And pitching in Northern Premier League, Midlands, Bedworth 0, Spalding 0. Cambridge have now been drawn level by Sporting Council. Big goal in that one. Cambridge 1, Sporting Council 1. Sphinx breaking forward again here. Jack Downs looking for Leo Wood on the right-hand side. Wood has got there ahead of Melbourne, but where will he go from here? Wood looking for the corner, gets the corner. Great work from Wood. Elsewhere, Boldmere 0, Harborough 0, Kozel 1, Shepshed 1, Gresley 0, Quorn 1, Hinkley 0, Rushton 0, Loughborough 0, Sutton 1 and Lye 0, Corby 1. And there has just been a goal in the Bedworth Spalding game. Bedworth lead Spalding by 1-0. Deshaun Martin in the 31st minute. Short corner taken. Lock, swinging a miss. Another corner, no it won't. Sphinx felt it took a touch on the way through. Lock tried to side foot it into the bottom corner, but didn't get the required contact and it just slips out. Big number 8, Silvano Obeng, ensuring they did fine touch. Kick and the wind catching it, stopping it in its tracks there. Ejingwele looking for Haddo on the left-hand side. Somerfield's clearance charged down by Tyler Haddo. Can he get there ahead of Clements? Yes, he can. Skips over the outstretched leg of the central midfielder. Shark is behind him, looking for the overlap. Oh, he's necked him as well. Tyler Haddo looking for Finley Shark, but Somerfield able to clear before Shark could make a run down the left. Shark once again throwing down the left touchline. Here's Redhead. Back here along for Shark, who scored that spectacular goal at Kozel a few weeks ago. Low cross diving here by Loisa Recchi, but Sphinx coming back for more. Downs. Now Joe Percy covered off by Semihimbo. Shipman out wide. Shipman's cross. It's over Woods and headed into the bottom corner by Tyler Haddo. The strikers linking up spectacularly, but Shipman this time turns provider for Tyler Haddo, nodding it in of his bleach blonde barnet. He's been waiting for that moment. He's been so unlucky in his first couple of matches. He's had chances. And you just knew when the first goal came, the floodgates would open. Tyler Haddo, his first goal in sky blue and white, puts Coventry Sphinx 1 up at Sphinx Drive. Coventry Sphinx lead Rugby Town by 1-0 through Tyler Haddo. Let's see if the Sphinx can take this lead into half-time. Last time it was Rugby leading the sky blue and whites, who were then caught in a 2-1 defeat. Haddo, found by Redhead. You can tell now Haddo's got the hunger for it. Oh, he's gone down in the challenge of Clarence. Tried to maintain possession on the deck. Now Redhead running onto it. Held back by Recchi. Here's Jack Downs. Locke wants it played through. It's Alex Locke into his own team, tries to scrape, but Tyler Haddo's behind Haddo. And Clements clears. Rugby have got to try and find a way back into this game, and Semihimbo tries to do that. Pass one, tried to get past Guest, who sticks her leg out. Free kick to Rugby and to Semihimbo, and it surely will be a yellow card for the captain. Indeed it is, Lewis Guest. The first booking of the game. Clements on the left corner of the box. When Rugby took the lead against Sphinx earlier in the season, it was a quick turnaround. Can Rugby do the same? Clements to equalise for Rugby. It was Mikey Taylor right in front of the net, glancing header wide from point-blank range. Looking to add to his brace last weekend. Follows, places the ball on the edge of his 6-yard box. 10 minutes to go until half-time. Coventry Sphinx 1, Rugby Town 0. Tyler Haddo with the opening goal. Shipman. Long thought about putting a foot in there, decides against him. Probably would have conceded the foul if he did. Clements. Silvana Obeng. Covered up by Tyler Haddo, needs support, asking where are my options? And Haddo's not going to ask twice, getting stuck in there to try and bring it back, and Tyler Haddo charges down Recchi. Great work from Haddo. Obeng and Recchi less than pleased with each other after that exchange. Obeng begging for options, they weren't forthcoming. And Sphinx have got the throw there as though someone tried to knock it back to Summerfield. It was just shy of the sender, and I finished short being told, yep, take it a bit further, take it a bit further. And Shark gets the go-ahead to take it from there, just a couple of yards in from the halfway line. Looks for Shipman. Summerfield nods it away. Here's Obeng. Summerfield, higher one along the right flank. Over a kick by Ejingwele to Jack Downs. Judges the bounce well and volleys it towards Wood in the centre circle. Shipman's offside as it's poked on the deck by Leo Wood. So free kick just shy of the centre circle in Rugby's half, taken quickly by Clements. Chested down by Summerfield. Kolodinsky's the target. Kolodinsky brings it down under pressure from Ejingwele to the right side of the box for Silvano Obeng. Will he get options this time? He'll try and make one himself. Curls it in. Whether the wind caught the cross, I'm not sure, but it bounced harmlessly into the hands of Fallows. Taylor was waiting at the far post, but it didn't reach him. Highlights of this game will be available tonight here on the Coventry Sphinx YouTube channel, so make sure to hit that subscribe button for more exclusive content from the club. It's our first season of YouTube coverage. Kolodinsky receives from Obeng on the right side of the box. Ejingwele in front of him. Keeps him at bay momentarily, but Kolodinsky now with O'Sullivan. It's a high one. Well, it would have been good in a game of rugby, but it won't be a goal for Rugby Town. And I'm sure Rugby Town fans are sick of hearing that joke over the years. Apologies if you do hear a little bit of wind interference here. It is very blustery, I must say, at Sphinx Drive. Follows. Bounces onto the head of Alex Locke. Asking a lot of Shipman to make that run down the right wing. And Recchi should see it back to the goalkeeper. Half away with a low clearance to Clemens, tries to get Rugby back on the front foot. Here's Devon O'Sullivan. Aimless ball up front, but again the wind catching the ball. It looked like it was going to go straight back to Keelan Follows in goal, but the wind stopping it and allowing Rugby to push on again. Here's O'Sullivan. Rolls it into the area for Mikey Taylor. Follows went down. Did he make contact with Taylor? No, he didn't. Taylor taking it around the goalkeeper and then going to ground. And Sphinx pointing out it's not a penalty. Taylor's got to be booked for diving. Well, no yellow card forthcoming. But crucially, for Rugby Town, no penalty coming either. Follows with the goal kick after it's taken out by Taylor. Shipman chuckles it up, chips it along the left flank for Haddo to chase. Haddo gets there ahead of Summerfield. He's got a lockdown line if he needs him. Haddo puts it into the penalty area, but swept away by O'Sullivan. Here's Semahimbo, twisting and turning out of trouble. An aimless ball on this near side, looking for a run from Summerfield that was never made. Shaw takes the throw quickly to Redhead, who's playing a little bit deeper at the moment. Here's Echinguele. Closed down by Taylor. Looks for Shipman. Good control by Matty Shipman. Now Jack Downs. Redhead's with him. 2-on-2 down the left-hand side. Redhead turns away from the challenge. Tries to curl it in. Retchie's header. Tries to clear, but it actually went behind him. And Melbourne there to pick up the pieces. Semahimbo. Pass into the centre. For Obank to deal with, but he's got it to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan actually gets possessed by Jack Redhead. Downs looking for Haddo. Summerfield did get there in front of him, then ran over the ball. Haddo finds Shorrock. Shorrock down line from the Sphinx attacker. Redhead, who's thinking about the back heel there. Forced to the ground by Summerfield, and somehow Redhead maintains the ball. Shorrock tries to find a sky blue shirt in there, but a wasteful cross turned away by Retchie. The wind starting to play its part now at Sphinx Drive. Taylor wrestling with William Echinguele. Ducks inside the former Sky Blues man. Taylor making a beeline for the net, and Leo Woods tracking back. He does defence as well, does the young striker. Shipman skips away from the sliding charge of Francis. Advantage given. Look for Haddo in the penalty area. Just bounces across the former Coventry United and Barwell striker and out for the goal kick. But you can see that the almost psychic link between Shipman and Haddo is growing. It's only their third game together, but that cross for the goal from Matty Shipman was inch perfect. They are starting to get that understanding now. Through ball towards Haddo. He's just going to bounce away from him. Leo Wood is taking more of a midfield role now. Plays the through ball to Haddo. Just bounced away into the path of Paul Holloway. 2 minutes to go until half-time here at the Sphinx Industrial Supplies Arena. And the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. Coventry Sphinx 1, Rugby Town 0. In a crucial match towards the lower echelons of the table. Sphinx currently in 17th. In 18th. Sphinx, of course, do have several games in hand. Summerfield wins that aerial duel with Haddo, an advantage given. Retchie floats it left for Semahimbo, headed back where it came from by the right back Joe Percy. Downs volleys away from Taylor. Feels he was caught by the veteran striker. Referee says nothing doing, and people regroup at the back. Clements. Obank gets there ahead of Finley Shark and shields it. His sizable presence well. Hooks it back into the midfield. No one home, and Locke asking for the run of either Redhead or Haddo. Neither made the run. And it's needless throwing to give away. We are about to enter added time. I wouldn't say it's going to be more than 2 minutes. Retchie. High into the sky by Shark. The wind stopping almost on a dime for Matty Shipman. Over a kick by Francis. It'll head back to Shark, who let it roll into touch and waste a few more precious seconds. And we'll be informed of added time. Now 1 minute. 1 minute of added time. Okay, by Paul Seddon, our here comes Sphinx. So much more. And Haddo dragged down by Liam Francis and a free kick for Coventry Sphinx on the fringes of the box. It's going to be a yellow card here for the Valley's number 4. Wind is getting pretty strong now. It's blowing the laptop and the camera pretty much everywhere. So try to think what it's like for the players on the pitch. Yellow card confirmed for Liam Francis, 1 apiece. Both two centre backs. Rugby's number 4, Liam Francis, and Sphinx's number 5, Lewis Guest. Again, Guesty his 300th appearance for Coventry Sphinx today. Congratulations to Guesty on a phenomenal achievement. This is becoming all the more rare in the modern game. Redhead. It's going all the way in there, and Tyler Hannah trying to slide in to divert it home, but Paul Hathaway had got his hands on the ball before he arrived. That's the danger with free kicks with wind this strong. You never know where it's going to end up. You presume to know the trajectory of the ball, and then the elements completely change it. And that should be the end of the first half there, as it's launched up towards Hathaway's goal again. Anticipate a run of Shipman or Haddo, and that play continues. Taylor being held by Guest. That allows Downs to sweep in and take it. Referee checks the watch. Could there be one more opportunity? No, the referee brings the whistle to his lips. A look of frustration from Sphinx. Wait, one more chance to double the advantage, but they lead 1-0 in this most crucial of matches. A little handshake there between Shark and Haddo, and here's Haddo's goal. His first for Coventry Sphinx, which puts the home side in front in this replay of champion and runner-up from last season. Half-time score at Sphinx Drive, the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. Coventry Sphinx 1, Rugby Town 0. Let's take you through the half-time scores before we go into our half-time break, starting with the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. Bedworth United 2, Spalding 0. Another goal from Leo Stone, the ex-Sphinx man, making it 2-0 there. Boldmere 0, Harborough 0, all square at the Boldmere Community Stadium. Cambridge were leading Sporting Council, but Council dragged 1 back. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of that player. His first name is marvellous, yes, let's just say that. Kozal 1, Shepshed Dynamo 3. Great push by Shepshed as Kozal, their 4th manager of the season, still failing to pick up the results they need. Grasley 0, Quorn 1. Both teams here will be happy to see that scoreline. Paddy Webb in the 4th minute. Hinckley 0, AFC Rushden and Diamonds 0. Loughborough Dynamo 2, Sutton Coldfield 1, and Hightown 0, Corby 1. In the Premier League, Burnley 0, Arsenal 2. Arsenal taking the lead in the 4th minute through Erdegaard, and Saka in the 41st minute has made it 2-0. Fulham 0, Aston Villa 1. Ollie Watkins in the 23rd minute at Craven Cottage. Newcastle 0, Bournemouth 0, Nottingham Forest 0, West Ham 0, and a surprise goal for Wolves through, I'm trying to see who scored for Wolverhampton Wanderers. It was Gomez who scored for Wolves. It's Spurs 0, Wolves 1. And in the Championship, Birmingham 0, Sunderland 1, Bristol City 0, QPR 1, Huddersfield 0, Hull City 1, Leicester 0, Middlesbrough 2. It certainly is a day for the away teams. Norwich have turned it around against Cardiff. They were 1-0 down, they're now 2-1 up. Preston were 2-0 down at home to Blackburn. It's now 2-2 there at Deepdale. Rotherham 0, Watford 0, Swansea 1, Ipswich 2, and Stoke 0, Coventry City 0. So those are the half-time scores from around the grounds in the professional and semi-pro leagues. We're going to take a 10-minute break now on the Coventry Sphinx YouTube channel, and we will be back for the second half at 4 o'clock. We're back for the second half here at Sphinx Drive. Hard-time scoring the pitching in Northern Premier League Midlands. Coventry Sphinx 1, Rugby Town 0. We are set for a big second half for both teams. From what we can see, no changes to either side, as both Sphinx and Rugby line up ready for the off in the second half. It will be Sphinx to kick things off, now heading from left to right in the sky blue and white stripes, white shorts and sky blue socks. Rugby in red shirts, navy shorts and navy socks. Opening goal coming from Tyler Haddo's header. Let's see if the Sphinx can take one step closer to safety with a victory over their old rivals. There's a long way to go before they can dream of that. These splits of rain in the air, maybe the conditions could play a part in this second half. Let's get underway. Liam Francis immediately on the ball for Rugby. Chris Clements. Obeng, curling ball to the left-hand side of the penalty area. Simihimbo didn't make the run. And Joe Percy sees it out for the goal kick, to be taken by Keelan Fallows. Fallows placing the ball on the deck. The Rugby fans now moving around to the opposite end of the park, behind Fallows' net. Excuse me. Fuzzy in by Keelan Fallows, but Melbourne able to hold Woods off long enough to see it out on this near side. There it goes from Melbourne. Obeng, the target over Obeng, chested down by Simihimbo. And Taylor looking for a route in, slid across by William Ejingwele, and the clearance from Percy curls out on this near side. The Valley looking to start strong. Towards Taylor from the throw, but a kung fu-like kick from Downs prevents it from reaching him. Locke tried to find Wood on the right-hand side. It's just shy of the Solihull Moors youngster, and from another throw-in halfway into Sphinx territory for the visiting Valley. Simihimbo, and Woods feels that the final touch came off Simihimbo there as he just nudged him into touch. Referee doesn't agree. Simihimbo is back to Percy. Melbourne kills it in. Oh, it's gone all the way. The wind taking it away from Keelan Fallows. The elements played their part, and Rugby Town, just 2 minutes after the break, are all square at Sphinx Drive. A cruel twist of fate for Coventry Sphinx. Rugby won't care how it went in. They're just glad to see the ball nestle into the top corner. Melbourne, an unlikely hero for Rugby Town. You can also thank Mother Nature for that goal. Coventry Sphinx 1, Rugby Town 1. And it took just 2 minutes of the second half for the Valley to draw level in fortuitous circumstances, shall we say. Downs looking to use those same elements to his advantage, but this time it curls high. Not causing any trouble for Paul Hathaway. To question, would that have gone in if it wasn't such a windy day? Well, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Rugby have used the elements to their advantage. Can Sphinx do the same? Taylor passes in front of Lewis Guest and sends Kolodinsky on his way down the right-hand side. O'Sullivan's up there with him. Looks for Mikey Taylor. Can he turn and shoot? Goes to the ground with the challenge of Guest. Good strength on show from the man making his 300th club appearance. Francis safely back with Paul Hathaway. Back where it came from by Guest. And Shipman indicating he knows he's offside. Lets it roll back to Hathaway from Francis. Lock. Hits it into the centre circle. Obeng up to Mikey Taylor. And a wayward effort off balance from the Rugby captain, who makes his apologies. Not a strike benefiting a player of his quality. Both sides will start to look to their benches, and Rugby Town actually have a former Coventry City striker on their bench in Harrison Nee, released from the club in the summer, spent a little while at Peterborough Sports earlier in the season. Also on the bench, Josh Thomas, Barry Fitzharris, Ryan Sahota and Roger Lee. And for the Sphinx they have Luke Downs, Ashton Namorda, James Bryson, Callum Whiteside and Alfonso Castellano. So more of a defensive bench for Coventry Sphinx. It would have been hoping that the front three would be able to push home side into an unassailable advantage. They were 1-0 up at half-time, but Tyler Haddo's opening goal cut out by Melbourne's wind-affected strike. Clements. We're going to float it over the back line. Kolodinsky's in there, but brought down safely. Keelan Fallows ending the danger and rolls it out to Shorrock. Skips past the challenge of O'Sullivan. And he had sky blue shirts in front of him there in Haddo and Locke, but went for a more powerful pass. Not entirely sure who he was looking for there, but whoever it was, they weren't found. Percy, and he's just felt the breath of Semihimbo down his neck and knew he had to get rid, and he did, right in the corner. Semihimbo is going to leave it for the goal scorer, Jamie Melbourne. 6 minutes of the second half have elapsed. It's 1-1. Silvano Obeng. Deflected cross, and the deflection takes it to Redhead. Looking for the run of Wood. Interception made by Clements. Obeng. And Wood just grabs Obeng and throws him to the floor there. You wouldn't expect a player of Obeng's size to go down like that. Wood must be much stronger than he looks. And it will be a throw in there. Obeng just left the ball expecting the whistle to blow for a free kick. It never came. Shipman's up for it. And it bounces out for the throw into Rugby Town. 5 yards into their own turf. Melbourne with the throw. There it goes. Over Obeng, flicked on by Semihimbo. Here's Taylor. Semihimbo's with him. Passed by Taylor. Connects with the foot of Joe Percy out for a throw-in level with the penalty area, which Melbourne will take. It's been all Rugby so far in this first half. Sphinx just haven't got going. Semihimbo returns to Melbourne. Cannons off the face there of Leo Wood. Handball claims by Semihimbo. I think he was asking for a penalty against Percy, but it's actually been given against Madundo Semihimbo, who's in disbelief. I can't say that I saw the ball come off an arm in the penalty area. The referee's obviously seen something, and there is going to be an early change for Coventry Sphinx, and it's Alex Locke leaving the field against his old side, replaced by Luke Downs. And we're teaming up with his brother in central midfield. And the Rugby fans showing their appreciation for a man who caused a big difference last season. Signed for Coventry Sphinx just a week after Rugby played Coventry at the Valley in September, which Sphinx, of course, won 2-1. It was Rugby who took the lead first that day. Sphinx will hope it's not going to be a reverse. Wood. Vicious slide in by Retch. He takes the ball out. Thankfully, he didn't make contact with Wood, who's going to lead the throw-in for Joe Percy deep into enemy territory. Percy looking for a sky blue shirt, or is he going to go long here? With his newly installed railings at Sphinx Drive, the wind catching the throw, headed away by Francis, and it's going to be another throw-in for Percy. Throw appeals, referee says no, as Wood plays it back to Percy. Shipman, just glances off his head. Too high for Matty Shipman, but Haddo straight back in, gathered to the near post by Paul Hathaway. It's an inch lower, could have made the difference on that cross for Matty Shipman. Recchi. That is through the legs of Mikey Taylor. Luke Downs is there with him, trying to curtail the run. And, well, he certainly held out there, as with Taylor had his mind on Downs. He went straight into the path of Edgingwelle. Rugby have it in their own backyard again. Sphinx clearing the danger. Recchi. Aimless ball into central midfield. And Leo Wood looking to float it up for Jack Downs, but no, brought to feet well by Chris Clements. Sean Thomas not happy with what he's seeing in this second half. The half-time instructions falling on deaf ears so far. Loiso Recchi. It's a high one towards Kolodinsky. It's going to be too far for the Rugby legend. Yes, it is too far. For a moment, it looked like Kolodinsky had actually kept it in. On the volley, he put it into the centre of the penalty area, and it was easily gathered by Fallows. He was ready to throw it on and get Sphinx underway immediately, but the referee has now called it back for the goal kick. Joe Percy. Redhead. Dinks it over the Rugby back line. Here's Matty Shipman, shoulder to shoulder with Loiso Recchi. Needs support in the corner. He's forced into the right-hand side. Redhead. Covered up by Clements. Jack Redhead. Going to shimmy his way past the number 6. Redhead. Was that striker across? I'm not entirely sure. The second's collected by Haddo. And now Shark will try again. It's over Downs, headed away by Recchi. Luke Downs. Redhead trying to flick it through. Turned away by Melbourne. And now Semihimbo with the step over, trying to find a route around his old teammate Luke Downs. O'Sullivan takes it into the path of Finley Shark, who just keeps it in on that far touchline, but gives it away to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan looking for Taylor. It's past, gets Taylor. Crucial slide in by Joe Percy, denying a clear goal scoring opportunity for Mikey Taylor. Last ditch precision defending from Joe Percy. Luke Downs, Sphinx trying to calm things down. The opening 12 minutes have belonged to Rugby Town. Sphinx have got to get control of this game back. Here's Leo Woods. Cutting in from the right. Shipman looking to return to Wood. No, swept away by Recchi. Kolodinsky looks to slice it across to Mikey Taylor. Met mid-air by Lewis Guest. Now Luke Downs. Percy's a Redhead. Looking for Jack Downs, easy interception for Malundo Semihimbo. Was playing as a left wing back there. Plays the 1-2 with Silvano Obeng. Kolodinsky wasn't played through. He's got Taylor to the left. He was indecisive in making that pass. Slide in by Jack Redhead. He got the ball, but he went through the man to get it. It's actually Redhead who's gone down injured. Whether Semihimbo landed on him awkwardly, I don't know, but he's got to get a yellow card for it anyway. And the first change of the afternoon for Rugby Town. I believe that is Sahota coming on. Indeed, it is Ryan Sahota. And a bit of a surprise here as Silvano Obeng, who personally I believe has been Rugby's man of the match so far, is being taken off. Whether they're looking for a quicker pace in midfield. And there's going to be another change for Coventry Sphinx. Ashton de Mulder is preparing. Very limited attacking options for Coventry Sphinx on the bench. Luke Downs, of course, has already come on central midfielder. Demolder and Castellano are central midfielders. Then you've got the defenders in Bryson and Whiteside. All three strikers for the Sphinx are on the field. And this is not good news for Sphinx. Redhead struggling. He's still on the deck. And it looks increasingly likely that Redhead is not going to be able to continue. That's why we saw Demolder preparing. Now, Demolder is a more defensive midfielder than Redhead. He could allow Jack Downs to push a little further afield. Well, Demolder has played as a winger for the Sphinx in that game against Kozel. Castellano can also play a little bit higher up. Whether he will be called upon remains to be seen. And joint manager Sean Thomas heading over to check on Redhead's condition. He sat upright. And it looks fairly certain this is the end of Redhead's game. Looks like an issue with his right shoulder, and the referee still books him. So a yellow card for Redhead, but it is the end of his afternoon. A massive blow for Coventry Sphinx. Another attacking option is lost. An issue with the right shoulder, taking Redhead out of the game. And Demolder has actually sat down, and surely Redhead's not going to try and continue. He's not sat down yet, Jack Redhead. I think he's going to try and give it a go. He's giving it the old college try. You've got to respect that from Jack Redhead. If he feels he's okay, give him a go. Well, Chris Clemens is going to get us underway again with this free kick after that lengthy delay for the injury, and it floats over the woodwork. Set pieces in these conditions are always going to be dangerous, but you've got to keep the ball under the bar to be effective. There's been a fair few goals in the Premier League. Arsenal now 3-0 up at Burnley. Aston Villa lead Fulham by 2-0. Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 1. Nottingham Forest leads West Ham United, and Wolves, who were dragged back to 1-1 at Spurs, are now 2-1 up. And I'm pleased to report that Jack Redhead is back on the field. Still not moving that right arm. I would assume that Redhead's not going to remain on the pitch for the rest of the game. But Sphinx are back to 10, no, back to 11 men I should say, after being down to 10 for a brief moment. Semihimbo going to find his way out of a sea of sky blue. Clements, floating ball over to Ryan Sahota, but a miscommunication between Sahota and Kolodinsky allows Vinny Shaw to snatch it up. Redhead, through ball down the left for Finley Shaw, and Shipman, no! Couldn't make contact with the goal at his mercy. The slightest of contact from Shipman would have put Sphinx 2-1 up. Those are the margins in games like this. We've had 18 second half minutes here at Sphinx Drive in the Pitching In Northern Premier League Midlands, coverage sponsored by Cahill Contractors. Sphinx 1, Rugby 1. Jack Downs from the throw, little push from behind, takes him into touch, and a throw in for Rugby Town. And Jack Downs not happy with the decision, feels he should have got the free kick. And it's now two changes, so it's one change for Sphinx, one for Rugby. Ashton DeMolder was being prepared to replace Jack Redhead, but the change was cancelled. Melbourne. A back where it came from by Guest, and Shipman knocks it out. Final touch came off Shipman, not Melbourne, so the left back will get another chance. Taylor. Again, it's Guest sending it back where it came from. Shipman nods it on. Recchi. Head test going on here, and it's actually brought down by Percy. Now Jack Redhead looks to dink it through for Matty Shipman. Was he caught from behind? Yes, he was. And Liam Francis is all. DeMolder's with him. A low ball into the area by Percy. Recchi sends it back where it came from. And Percy gets the free kick. Sahota into the back of Joe Percy. And in case you have Mid-Wilderness away from the drop zone. Percy. Shipman the target from that long ball. Shipman brings it down, surrounded by red shirts, and gets the throw out of it, sends it out off Melbourne. Percy looks for options. Hoofs it up towards Matty Shipman, bounces past Shipman towards Ashton DeMolder. Crucial touch away from Josh Thomas. Woods. Now DeMolder. Back to Woods. Gets the corner out of the cross. Slid out by Thomas. And Alfonso Castellano preparing in what will be the final change for Sphinx. Just 11 minutes to go. Rugby looking to hang on to this point. Sphinx trying to tear it away. Haddo tries to slide it towards the net, deflected back to Ashton DeMolder. Skips over that challenge of Melbourne. Downs. Deflected over to Matty Shipman. Sahota, and Shipman brings Sahota down from behind. Shipman will be lucky to avoid the yellow card here, and I don't think he's going to avoid it. Yellow card for Matty Shipman. Preventing Sahota from getting away. Kick-starting the Rugby counter, and here comes the substitution for Coventry Sphinx. Leo Wood off. Alfonso Castellano on. Looking to firm up the midfield, maybe create a bit more space for Haddo and Shipman up top. Half away, looks for Taylor on the edge of the area. Falls to the feet of Finley Sharrock. Summerfield. And a chance to race on with Taylor in the penalty area. Mikey Taylor! The Valley fans behind the net were ready to celebrate as Taylor slotted it across the net, but crucially not into it. That was the chance for Rugby Town to snatch all 3 points. With 10 minutes to go, you would have bet your house on Taylor slotting that home. Keelan follows after that lucky break for the Sphinx. Sends the goal kick down the centre of the park. Shipman can only head it into the path of Semihimbo. Now it's with Melbourne. Downs stops the cross from reaching Sahota. Now here's Jack Downs. Joe Percy urged to carry on. And body check by David Kolodinsky. Shipman tries to continue. The advantage is called back by the referee, and we're going to get a free kick to be taken by Castellano. The dynamic central midfielder from Spain. he crafts Sphinx's winner. Castellano. Headed up by Demolder. Falls to the feet of Shipman. Can he turn and strike? Recchi tries to hold him off. Deflected off Loiso Recchi for the Sphinx corner. Castellano will take it again. Downs waiting on the edge of the area for the seconds. Easy header away by Melbourne. Downs is there to pick it up. Castellano looking for a route through. Castellano ducks past one challenge. And it's also Castellano going for glory himself, headed away by Recchi. Downs trying to play it down the right for Demolder. Deflected back to him by Sahota. Jack Downs. Guest tries to look it back for Jack Downs. Summerfield made the block. And Melbourne gets it out of danger for now. Oh, and Luke Downs may have gifted it to Mikey Taylor, but Shark across Taylor's path. Taylor goes down hurt. Sphinx are going to continue. Guest telling his players, keep going, keep going. Percy. Demolder. The Rugby fans want the game stopped, but Taylor is back on his feet now. But momentarily, Rugby were down to 9 there. Yes, so he's got to get up the other end of the park. It's towards Haddo, headed away by Melbourne. Shipman loses out with that wrestling match with Kolodinsky. Floating ball by O'Sullivan, and Percy will keep that within the confines of play. Yes, Taylor closing in from behind. Guest curls it right, only as far as Melbourne. Swing and a miss by the goal scorer, and now Matty Shipman will see it out for the throw-in. Taken quickly to Ashton Demolder. Swipes past O'Sullivan. Space out wide for Finley Shorrock. Luke Downs. Here's Demolder. Demolder hits it. High, wide, and not at all handsome from the Solihull Moors youngster. About to enter the last 5 minutes here at Sphinx Drive. Coventry Sphinx 1, Rugby Town 1. Coventry would have been hoping for more than a draw out of this one. Shipman. Look for Jack Downs on the right side, hooked away by Melbourne. Towards Mikey Taylor on the edge of the area, head up rather than out by Shorrock, who can bring it down in that danger zone. Castellano looking to nod it to the feet of Downs, but it bounces past him. And now Devon O'Sullivan to Madundo Simahimbo. Been hassled and harried all the way by Finley Shorrock. Simahimbo goes down. Referee says no. Was it in the penalty area? Was it not? It doesn't really matter as the decision doesn't go Rugby's way. Edging Guale floats it into the midfield. Melbourne shields from Jack Downs. Nowhere to go but back. Here's Josh Thomas. Rugby looks to consolidate this point. If anything, even with 10 men, they've had the better of the attacking opportunities than Coventry Sphinx have. Percy floats it out on this near side. And the referee is, I think he's going to book Loiso Recchi. Indeed he is, for dissent. Recchi not happy with the referee's refusal to order penalty in favour of Madundo Semehimbo. The Valley supporters, let's just say, not endearing themselves to the referee with that particular chant. 3 minutes of normal time to go. I would say there's going to be at least 4 minutes of added time, given that injury to Jack Redhead. Well, Sphinx want the game to get underway. They still have a Rugby, although they're a man down, aren't giving up on the win either. Thomas. Kolodinsky snatched away from behind by Alfonso Castellano. Morda couldn't reach that pass. Sahota looking to play it down the middle for Taylor, cut out by Guess. And now Downs has got space on this right-hand side. Looking to take on Melbourne. Needs support. Melbourne trying to usher him out. Behind the floodlight on the camera, but it is a Sphinx throw right in the corner. And Downs is going to hand responsibilities over to Joe Percy. Percy, throw to the feet of DeMolder, back onto the chest of Percy. Cross cannons off Recchi. Kolodinsky and Josh Thomas will finish the job. It's off the chest of Luke Downs, preventing it from reaching Mikey Taylor. Castellano. Kolodinsky gets there first, shields the ball and goes down with the challenge of Castellano. Soft free kick from the referee, and there have been a fair few of them, to be honest. And the added time is now being prepared to be announced by Paul Seddon, the Coventry Sphinx kit man, with the trusty substitutes board in tow. Half away. Towards Semihimbo on this near side. Will he go for the corner or try and keep the attacking move alive? He's maintaining possession well under pressure from Percy. Melbourne. It's an awkward one. Fellows came out for it, but Finley Shorrock had to intervene. So I'm not entirely sure Fellows was getting there in time. Out for the corner thanks to Shorrock's heroics. Kolodinsky heads over to take it. Remains Coventry Sphinx 1, Rugby Town 1. Kolodinsky to whip it in. Headed away to the near post by Luke Downs. Back to David Kolodinsky. Downs should get there first. He tries to run across him. He does. Matty Shipman beats Josh Thomas to the punch. Needs support. Thomas wins that duel with Shipman, who looks on bemusement why he didn't get the free kick. Thomas tries to slide it into the danger zone. Gathered at the near post by Keenan Fallows. Sphinx have got to get a move on here. Here's Castellano. Holds up play as he waits for support. Across to Finley Shorrock. DeMolder too slow to that one. Recchi pumps it up. And Fallows beats Mikey Taylor to that loose ball and will try and play it out again for Coventry Sphinx. Floated towards Ashton DeMolder. Recchi gets his head on that. Melbourne sends it into no man's land down the left-hand side. Just shy of the Sphinx penalty area. Percy has to take it a little further back. Needs options in. Joe Percy towards DeMolder. Flicked on towards Matty Shipman. Shipman wrestling for position with Josh Thomas. He's got a bit of space down the right-hand side. Haddo makes himself available in the penalty area. He's got DeMolder behind him. Rolled into Jack Downs, but it's Sahota who comes away with it in the penalty area, and Kolodinsky clears the Valley's lines. Look for Semihimbo, who couldn't bring it to feet. Played back to Fallows. Between the sticks for the Sphinx. Ejingwele to Finley Shorrock. Lunging by Semihimbo takes it. I thought it took it over the line there. Indeed it has. That's gone over the line. Belated call from the linesman. let you know what's going on around the grounds at full time at the moment. You need to know Cambridge are losing and Gresley are losing. AFC Russian Diamonds also losing, so at the moment this draw isn't such a bad result for either team. But they would have both wanted more. Percy. Space on the right for Jack Downs. Slots it through for DeMolder. Percy in support. Here is Joe Percy. Will he look for the cross? Percy's cross towards Matty Shipman. Diving header by Recchi. It's as far as Luke Downs. Shipman. Castellano deflected wide. Downs in for it. Goal kick. Sphinx absolutely furious. And a yellow card for Joe Percy after screaming in the referee's face. That should be a corner kick for Coventry Sphinx. Castellano aiming towards the bottom corner, it was deflected. And the referee feeling that as it was shepherded out for the goal kick, a Sphinx man got a touch. Coming to the end of a 4th minute of added time. This would be a big point for Rugby. Sphinx would have wanted more, especially against 10 men. Hathaway. Downs, unchallenged header onto Shipman. Haddo wants it played through. His goal has got Sphinx to share the spoils at the moment. But Rugby on the march now. Semihimbo. Looking for a route past Percy. Melbourne. Aimless ball towards Taylor. Hooked away by Edginguele. DeMolder juggling the ball inside his own half. Shipman couldn't keep within the confines of play. And that could well be that. Melbourne, whose wind-affected goal made it level just 2 minutes into the second half. Looks for Semihimbo, and it's hooked out by Guest, who would have wanted a victory in his 300th appearance for the club. And the Rugby fans singing The Great Escape. Well, as it stands, Coventry Sphinx would be 7 points clear of the relegation zone. Rugby would be 3 points clear. Sphinx and Rugby, the only 2 teams in the bottom 6 who are picking up points at the moment. Well, the bottom 6 currently, Shepshed were in the bottom 6. They are, at the moment, beating Shepshed 6-1. And the referee blows the final whistle. A big point for Rugby. Coventry Sphinx would have wanted a little more against a 10-man Rugby side at home. But points mean prizes, and for Rugby they are now 3 points clear of the relegation zone. Sphinx are 7 points clear, and Sphinx still unhappy with the referee's decision not to award a corner late on. Rugby themselves have their own issues with the ref after Madundo Semihimbo could have had a penalty in the closing minutes. But it is shares apiece for Sphinx and Rugby. It's a point apiece for these former title rivals, whose main aim this season is just to stay at step 4. Final score in the Pitching In Northern Premier League Midlands here at the Sphinx Drive, the Sphinx Industrial Supplies Arena. Coventry Sphinx 1, Rugby Town 1. Carl Adams showing his appreciation to the travelling Rugby fans at the end of the game. Let's take you through the final scores in the Pitching In Northern Premier League Midlands. Anstey and Walsall Wood was postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. Bedworth held on for a 2-1 win over Spalding United. Boldmere falling to a second half winner for Harborough. Boldmere 0, Harborough 1. Cambridge couldn't hold on against Sporting Cowser, an 85th minute winner from Sidibe, making it Cambridge 1, Sporting Cowser 2. Coleshill 1, Shepshed 6. That should surely be Shepshed safe now. Gresley 1, Quorn 2. Hinckley 3, AFC Russia and Diamond 0. Those two results, big results for Rugby and for Coventry. The bottom two failing to pick up any points today. Loughborough 4, Sutton Coldfield 2, and Lye 1, Corby 1. And of course, Coventry go to Corby next Saturday. In the Premier League, full-time scores: Brentford 1, Liverpool 4, Burnley 0, Arsenal 5, Fulham 1, Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 2, Bournemouth 2, and Nottingham Forest 2, West Ham 0. Oh, and also Spurs 1, Wolves 2. The small matter of Wolves beating Tottenham on their own ground. And full-time at the Bet365 Stadium, Stoke City 0, Coventry City 1. That's 4 wins in a row at the Bet365 for Coventry City. They've not lost in 5 at that venue. So it's a great result for Coventry City, 1-0 at Stoke. And also a great result for the Rugby fans you can hear walking past us. They're happy with their point here at Sphinx Drive. Right, we're going in to try and get dry. Well, the Valley certainly believe they're staying. Got still a while to go. They are 3 points clear now, thanks to today's results with, as we said, Gresley and Rushden and Diamonds both losing. Next time we're on air, I should say, here on the Coventry Sphinx YouTube channel. Next Saturday, the trip to Corby. Highlights will be available tonight here on the Sphinx YouTube channel. From everyone here at Coventry Sphinx, thank you for joining us. I'll have to go and try and get dry. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.